Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. Tonight is the second installment of my Rough Boy series, where I talk about masculine fragrances from my collection that my husband either wears or that I wear that make me think of him. I recently did a part one. This is a part two. He didn't actually give me permission to talk about him in these videos, but I'm hoping he doesn't sue. We'll see. Um, the last fragrance in the lineup tonight that I will talk about is the favorite for the evening. And I will give you a clue before we jump into the fragrances themselves. See if you can guess which one it is. If you don't, have a glass of champagne or a cup of coffee or tea. Go get it. Pause. Come back. I came prepared. All right. If you are not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We have a wonderful group of folks, and we all love niche and indie fragrances. We also talk sometimes about luxury designer fragrances. But if that sounds like you, definitely consider becoming a subscriber. And if you like the content at the end of the video, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, let's rock and roll. The first fragrance I'm going to talk about is Swedoft's Rasputin. Oh, yes. Are you familiar with this house? I don't hear it talked about much, but I absolutely love it. I have two fragrances, including this one from the house. So this is a fruity leather. It's a 2019 release, EDP 100 ml, and it goes for about $180. The nose behind this, and I'm going to butcher it, I'm so sorry, is Svan J.A. I'm sorry. All right. The notes are bergamot, pineapple, jasmine, cardamom, cloves, patchouli, cinnamon, chocolate, musk, and cedar, oud, tonka, and incense. But I get, oh, this is so great. Lots of cedar in the opening, along with that burst of acidic fruit. But it dries down to what I think is a leathery incense. The middle part, and I never say this, but the middle part of a fragrance is just not something that's usually very expressive to me, but this one is. And what's so cool about it is that chocolate that comes out, right? So you get in the middle, the cedar settles, and that cardamom kind of mutes the fruit, so it's less acidic. And then the chocolate cake and the patchouli, the green patchouli expressed as chocolate. I know a lot of people talk about that. I don't get it very often, but when I do, it's amazing. And that happens in the heart of this fragrance. It is so much fun. The feeling I get from it, well, I think about the legendary charlatan Rasputin himself and how he charmed his way into the house of the last Russian Tsar, the House of Romanov, and absolutely would not die. No matter how many times they tried to kill this man, he kept getting up. Like the late Rasputin himself, this stuff does not go quietly into that good night. Yes, it packs a punch. You better make sure you don't overspray or you're going to be regretting it because it stays with you. It does not die. Wonderful stuff, though. Absolutely fantastic, masculine, kind of aromatic, woody leather fragrance. Rasputin by Swedoft. Moving on. We have a fragrance that kind of leans in the direction of Rasputin. It's different, very different. But if you like Rasputin, you'd probably like this. This is LX48 by Caswell-Massey. And I have not heard anything about this fragrance, and I am shocked. First of all, the bottle is fantastic. It's got the name etched on here, this kind of brushed brass looking top, gorgeous, very, very chic bottle, I think. And goes beautifully in my collection. No toys on it whatsoever. I like that. But the fragrance is kind of a floral leather with an earthy tone to it. So the notes are geranium, violet, oak moss, tobacco, leather, and cedar. And you know, if there's oak moss, I am loving it. And this one is no exception. This is an EDP. It's 100 mil. It goes for about $200. The nose behind it is Jean-Marc Chalane, I think is how you pronounce it. The feeling it gives me is, it's a masculine kind of manly expression of leather meets florals and fruit. Seriously gorgeous stuff. It is something that I way overspray, but it has tremendous lasting power. I don't care. I cannot get enough of it. This stuff for me is addictive. The fruit is a dark, rich, like a plum that is drying down, and the earthiness of the oak moss sets it off and makes it more grounding and masculine. It also brings out the leather notes. Just stunning stuff. Again, it's not the same as Rasputin, but it leans in that direction. Gorgeous. I absolutely love Caswell-Massey's LX48. Moving on, we've got, oh yes, The Abandoned Mansion by Imaginary Authors. Oh yes, I think that's a raven. It's either I think it's a raven or it's a crow. It's a bird, and those two are hard to tell apart. And what's fun is the notes are on the bottle, which is great. There they are. The other fun thing is when you look up a fragrance, right? When you try to discern the notes and get a feel for the fragrance, there's a little story. And this one I thought was, well, it was weird. So apparently there are two young people, a couple, wandering about in upstate New York, and they happen upon an abandoned mansion, and they decide to stay there and adversely possess it, right? They take kind of open, notorious, continuous, and exclusive use of the property, right? They're squatters. And presumably they stay there for at least 10 years so that they perfect their right to the property. And she's pregnant, and that's okay. This is an abandoned mansion in the middle of nowhere in, northern Appalachia, right? But that's okay because there's a library and there's plenty to read. I don't get it. To me, this smells like a smoky, so a bonfire, but with a lot of leaves, or there's petitgrain in this, which to me is like a broken greenish twig, that kind of smell. So imagine, you've got this kind of bonfire going with lots of leaves and maybe like some acorns and walnuts and stuff, all the stuff that grows up here in upstate New York, right along the edge of the Adirondacks where this abandoned mansion would be. And you've also got some apple wood, right? And that's kind of smoldering away in there. And that's the kind of smoky feel you get. Cold, daytime, not too cold. It's the fall. And I don't get paperback smell from this. The oak moss is pretty, it's there, but it's more subtle than oak moss is usually expressed in fragrances, which I think is really great in this. It just complements that smoke perfectly. Um, Gorgeous stuff. If you're wondering about squatting in your home state, just know that in New York, you got to squat for 10 years, but I don't know what the statute of limitations is in your state. So that's your little fun legal lesson for the day. Um, uh, and if you want to read more about what happens with these two kids, I guess you could go to the abandoned mansion page of the Imaginary Authors site. There you go. Great stuff. Moving on, we've got, oh yes, Gloam by Aesop. So this one was mine, sort of. I accidentally bought two and I gave one to my husband. I don't know what happened. I was ordering and I think I stepped away and I don't know, I guess I forgot I ordered it. And I was like, oh gosh, I gotta order this. I really want it. And this was a blind buy, which was crazy. So not only did I blind buy it, but I blind bought two, not realizing I had ordered two. This opens up as a piney, woody, kind of resinous green fragrance, right? It's a coniferous forest. You're walking along it, and there's some snow on the ground. And just as you're getting the whiff of the sap and maybe a fresh broken branch, so that fresh cut pine smell is in the air, you come to the edge of the tree line, right? You're in the Rocky Mountains, let's say, and you come to the end of the tree line, and there's kind of like a minerally, earthy change in aroma, and you're right on that cusp. That's what this is. If you've ever done that, and who hasn't, right? No, I'm just saying if you've ever done that, it's kind of reminiscent of that. So this is an EDP 50 mil 2023 release. It goes for about $200. Barnaby Fillion is the nose, and the notes are mimosa, saffron, iris, woods, and jasmine. But again, I really get that pine resin that's really strong for me in this. And then it does settle down to, like I said, more of that slightly minerally, a little bit earthy accord or accords at the end in the dry down, but it opens up really as that beautiful burst of green pine and wood, fresh cut wood. Beautiful stuff. Aesop's Gloam. Okay, moving on. We've got, where is it? Everyone's favorite masculine scent. Tom Ford's Ombré leather. Oh, yes. So this is a 50 mil EDP. It goes for about $170, I think. I think there was a re-release after 2018. This is an older bottle. So this would be, I'm not exactly sure, but it's possible it's older than, no, it can't be older than 2018. I don't know. But there was another, I can't remember. There was another release, apparently. So this is almost gone. This is probably the one my husband wears the most. It may not be his favorite, but it is by far, one of the easiest reaches for him. And let's see, we've got cardamom, leather, jasmine, amber, moss, patchouli, and the nose on this, behind this rather, is Sonia Constant. And this really gives me a rich, non-animalic leather. It's strong, protective. That's kind of the feel that leather gives me, that very protective vibe. Formal, leather clad, but the guy who wears this feels very polished no matter what he's wearing. So I really love that feel. The popularity of this is astounding. I do smell this a lot, and my husband just adores it. So I'll keep it I'll have to buy him another bottle soon, but I really like it on him. It does smell differently on him than it smells on me or on paper, or in the bottle. So that's another thing that I really like about this is it truly changes based on the body chemistry. Gorgeous stuff. Tom Ford's Ombré leather. All right, speaking of ombre, here we have Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. Oh yes, this is an oriental wood. This is 100 mil. It is a 2018 release. It goes for about $440. This is Jacques Cavalier Bellatrude. This is oud, benzoin, incense, rose, and raspberry. So this often gets described as a jammy raspberry rose. I suppose I don't get a whole lot of raspberry in this. I get, I think this is very oud forward. It's very rich, dark, deep, decadent. So imagine the richness, the feel of like a chocolate lava cake. And imagine like this warm chocolate lava cake is just kind of all over you, right? It's just like all over you. It's covering your body and it's warm and it's perfect and it smells amazing. Only it doesn't smell exactly like a chocolate lava cake. It smells like success because that's what this stuff smells like. A really successful chocolate lava cake. Gorgeous stuff. Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. Okay. Next, we have a fun one from Zoologist. Tiger Extract. Oh, yes. This one is great. This is a woody leather incense. This is 60 mil, by the way. It's an extract. It's about $200. It's a 2023 release, and the nose is Cristiano Canali. The notes in this are kumquat, saffron, cardamom, carrot seed, incense, ambrette, jasmine, vetiver, ebony, papyrus, and suede. I love this stuff. This is very special. I have quite a few from Zoologist. I think they're out of Canada, and just all kinds of great stuff. And this is no different. It's a citrus opening, a very bright citrus opening, like a bright leather. Um, it the kumquat I think really comes out. Kumquat is for me a citrus that smells perfumey, less like a traditional, citrus and more like a perfumey type thing. Really beautiful. It smells, you know, orange like a kumquat. It smells orange like a tiger, but with that leather running through it to give it that really masculine edge and a very upbeat, happy, bright leather, which is for me somewhat unusual, right? I don't think I've experienced anything quite like it. Tiger by Zoologist. Moving on, we've got Scotch Peat by Strangers Parfumerie. I'm a big fan of this house. This is Prin Lomrose. This is 30 mil. EDP, about $90. And it's a 2019 release. The notes in this are written on the bottle. So we've got malted barley, old oak barrel, hay, peat moss, cade, cypress, orris, clearwood, dried fruits, tonka, smoke, and cedar. Oh, yes. Oh, boy. This is a man who's been working all day, some kind of physical labor, a little bit of sweat, maybe a lot of sweat, but it's okay. He's got this earthy kind of rugged thing going on. He's tired. He's achy, but he is gorgeous and he smells amazing. Scotch Peat by Strangers Parfumerie. Here we are at the end of the selection. Can you guess? I told you, actually, wait a minute. We are missing one. We're missing one. That's right. Okay, I'm just going to go for it before I give you the last one. The next to the last one that I want to talk about is Xerjoff's 40 knots. This is what I would call an aromatic aquatic. It's got green notes, it's got salt water, it's got a little bit of a leather in there, but it's mostly that salt water. And so what this gives me is imagine a yacht in a regatta, and there is a crew, sailing this boat, and the salt water is, splashing up around them, on them, and they're in the sun and they're sweating a bit, but the salt water is there and it's, kind of cooling them off. And, what you imagine that environment smells like, with all of its triumph and all of its, passion and its occasional disappointments. It's rough, rugged sea meets human effort. That's this stuff. 40 Knots by Xerjoff. Now we're at the last one. Can you guess what it is? I gave you the clue. I said, let's rock and roll, because it's Toni Iommi's Deified by Xerjoff. I love this stuff. Okay, this is leather straight up. Yep, it's a parfum. It goes for about $265. It's a 2024 release. Did I say this is a 50 mil? It's a 50 mil. Look, it's got a cute little thing on it. Isn't that great? All right, so this is saffron, apple, cinnamon, leather, rose, papyrus, patchouli, musk, and moss. Oh my goodness. So this is more green and floral than the original Iommi. The guy who wears this is still a rock god, but he's wearing a really expensive watch, right? So there's that element of formality. Still got the leather pants, he's still, a lead guitar player. He's got the long hair. He's fierce. He's talented, but he's got a great watch on. And yes, Chris, my darling, the Xerjoff founder, Sergio Momo, is an accomplished guitar player. You were quite right. Have you tried Iommi Deified? If you haven't, you absolutely must. This stuff is fantastic, and we do have the original and the Deified in our collection, and they are significantly different. I don't feel like one is duplicative of the other. Okay, what do you think of this installment of Rough Boy Fragrances? Let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, once again, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.